In the last few weeks, I was working on coding a new version of the Best Strategy script. If you are not familiar with the Best Strategy version 1 script, that script focused on bringing together all the best indicators from our Creating the Best Strategy series. In that series, I researched dozens of indicators for different purposes, like entry, exit signal, stop loss, baseline, momentum filter, and so on. Since the version 1 script got released, I made many new videos for this series, so I thought it's time to put together the version 2. Now, the script is not ready at all, but the core concept is. This version now has the best entry and exit signal indicators, the best stop loss, the best baseline, and the best momentum indicators. All of the indicators can be turned on or off, giving you free hands to combine all the indicators with each other. I have not finished the coding process fully, so the premium versions are still missing, but it's already a completely functional script, so I decided to share it with the Smart Trader tier members. So the Best Strategy version 2 beta script is available for all of the Smart Trader tier Patreon supporters, so if you want to get access to it, become a Smart Trader, link is in the description. And in this video, I will go over the script, explain everything you need to know about it. I will also show you a strategy combination I put together in the last few days, explaining all the entry and exit rules and the backtest results. So if you're interested in that, make sure to watch the whole video, and don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Okay, so for the strategy optimization I am going to show you, first go over to Tradingview and set up the BTC/USDT 10-minute chart. A quick sneak peek, these are the results, but more about that later. Okay, so this is the Best Strategy version 2 beta script. It has the best two indicators from each category. So we have the super trend entry signal, the Donchian entry signal, the ATR trailing stop loss, and the Donchian trailing stop loss. Besides that, I also added a fixed ATR take profit. Here we have the best exit signal we found, the moving average crossover. You can choose from a lot of moving average types. Under that we have the RSI exits, which was the second best exit signal indicator. Then the momentum filters, the stochastic, and the channel momentum with an EMA. Finally, we have the trend filter, where the best was the Vidya, but I also added many more. My personal favorite is the SMMA or RMA. And at the bottom, I added an extra filter. This filter did not participate in either of the Creating the Best Strategy series videos, but in the last few months, I've been using this indicator constantly. It can filter out flat periods in the markets easily and became one of my go-to indicators, so I decided to add it. Okay, now let's go over all the indicators one by one, starting off with the entry signals. The first possible entry signal is the super trend. If you want to use the super trend as an entry signal, you have to tick this box. Here you can set up all of its settings, and if you are not familiar with the super trend, here it is. Add this one to your chart. So this is the super trend indicator. It gives you easy buy and sell signals. And at this exact trade example, you can see that we have a buy signal and then an entry by the script. Okay, back to the script. The second entry signal is the Donchian trend ribbon. So if you want to use the Donchian trend ribbon, just tick the box next to it. And if you want to use only the Donchian, you have to untick the super trend. If both of them are ticked, then both indicators can give valid entry signals. Let's add the Donchian to the chart. So the Donchian trend ribbon is this one. And it will look something like this. So the Donchian trend ribbon will print you red and green bars. Whenever a green bar is followed by a red bar, that means a sell signal. And whenever a red bar is followed by a green one, that is a buy signal. So this would have been a buy signal. And this is a sell signal. Moving on. The stop loss and take profits are pretty simple. So just like with the entry signals, if you want to use either of the stop losses, you just have to tick the box next to it and you can set up all of their settings. First, let's see the ATR trailing stop loss. I will tick it. And for that, you have to add an NFX ATR, this one. I have already applied it to my chart, so let's see. So apply the buy stop loss and make it 20. The way it will work is the following. So in this case here you can see the NFX ATR, and as we are using a trailing stop loss, at the entry the trailing stop loss would have been placed here, and then it would have been moved up once we get a higher NNFX ATR value. So on the close of this candle, it would get here and going up here. Then the next time it will get here and going up until it gets hit. At the moment of the trade exiting, the stop loss would have been somewhere around here. And the opposite logic goes for short trades. Okay, back to the main script. But how does the Donchian trading stop loss works? It's pretty simple too. For that you have to type in Donchian channels and add this one to your chart. Now it will look something like this. So the Donchian channel is basically plotting the latest swing low and swing high levels. Now it is set at a 40 length, meaning that if you check back the last 40 candles, and the lower band should be at the lowest point of the last 40 candles. I disallow the upper bands because this is a long only strategy, but let's see. So we entered into a long position here. The Donchian trading stop loss was set right here. But as price moved up, the new low for the last 40 candles moved up also. And this is technically the stop loss we have. And you will see at the end where it gets hit. And here it got hit, and that's where the strategy exited the position. Simple as that. We also have a fixed take profit level if you want to use one, and that is the same concept as we always use with the NNFX ATR. Obviously, this take profit level is not trailing, it is determined at the entry of the trade, and it will be a fixed stop loss which will stay throughout the whole period there. If you take a look on the chart, here we can see that exact fixed take profit level. With this optimization, a 20 times ATR distance worked fine. And next up we have the exit signals. So the first exit signal is the moving average crossover. Now with this optimization I did not use that, but here we can set up the fast moving average and the slow moving average and their types. Now just to demonstrate it, I added two moving averages to the chart. Here are those. Let's change the color of the purple one to blue. Yes. So if we would have used a 9 fast moving average and a 21 slow moving average as a moving average crossover signal, then in case of this trade, we would have exited the position somewhere around here. Why? Well, the blue line is the fast moving average and the yellow line is the slow moving average. When the fast moving average crosses under the slow moving average, that is an exit signal for long positions. And when the opposite happens, that is an exit signal for short positions. If we zoom on a bit, it is clear that the fast moving average crossed under the slow moving average somewhere around here. So if we would have activated this exit signal, the script would have exited the position right here, after the close of this candle. Back to the script. We also have an RSI based exit signal, and how it works is pretty simple. If we are in a long position and the RSI value goes above the predetermined long exit boundary, in this case 70, then the script will close that position. If on any given candle the RSI goes below the 30 level, or any value you type in here, we have to close the short position. Just like before, if you want to use either of those, you just have to tick the box next to them. Currently both of them are unticked. I did not use any of these for this optimization. What I did use though is the stochastic filter. So the stochastic and the channel momentum filter will be both momentum filters. Again, if you want to use either of them, just tick the box next to them. And let's see how the stochastic filter works. So add the stochastic to your chart. It will be this one, a built-in indicator. And you can see it right here at the top. Now I made sure to have the same settings as in the script. So for upper boundary we have 100 and for lower a 15. Now when I tested the stochastic as a momentum filter, I did not use limit levels with that. I just only used the indicator's two lines, which are the stochastic D, which is the white line, and the normal stochastic line, which is this red line. Whenever the stochastic line is above the stochastic D line, we can enter into long positions, and whenever the stochastic line is under the stochastic D line, we can only enter short positions. Now because of curiosity, I added the upper and lower boundaries, which you can set up in the script right here. So the upper is the overbought and the lower boundary is the oversold. If you don't want to use these, just set the overbought to 101 and the oversold to -1. That's it. Now for this optimization, I use the 100 for the overbought. So if the stochastic line is at 100 level, so at its max level, we can't enter into long positions. And if the stochastic line is under the 15 level, which is here, we can't enter short positions. So anywhere here, we couldn't have entered into a short. What about this entry? Let's take a look. So on the entry signal candle, this one, the stochastic was at a 97.58 level, which is just under the 100 limit. And it was above the stochastic D line, which is this white line. So that is a very long entry. Next up, the candle momentum with an EMA, or it can be any of these moving averages, but I just stick with the EMA here. For that, type in candle momentum and add this one. This is again a built-in indicator. You should also add an EMA or exponential moving average, this one, and apply it to the candle momentum chart. Now I already did that, so this white line is the candle momentum based EMA. Here are its settings, so I set its source to ChandeMo. And this blue line is the candle momentum line. Now we can only enter into a long position if the candle momentum line, the blue one, is above the candle momentum based moving average. This will make sure that we are in an uptrend and the momentum is pointing upwards. And simply we can only enter short if the opposite is true, so when the candle momentum line is under the candle momentum based moving average. We are almost finished, so stick with me. After that I will show you the full optimized strategy explaining entry and exit rules. So if you want to use a baseline or a trend filter, you can do that here. Just tick the box next to it, or untick it if you don't want it. For this example, I set up the widget with 180 length and a close source. Now I also have that on the chart. It's here, so let's enable it. And that is this green line right here. If you want to add it to your chart, just type in widget and add the variable index dynamic average by Everget. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the widget performed exceptionally well as a baseline indicator. It took the first place. And in this case, at our long example, it is a valid long entry again, as the price closed above the widget. If the price would have closed below the widget, it wouldn't be a valid long entry. Only shorts are allowed if the price is under the widget. Okay, and the extra indicator, the TDFI filter, let's take a look on that. Just like before, you can allow and disallow it. For this optimization, I used it, and it makes a huge difference. To add the TDFI to your chart, just go back to the indicators, type in TDFI, and add this one. Now for this version of the TDFI filter, I also added a moving average that you can see here. It's a simple moving average, and it works similarly to the ChandeMo indicator. For the TDFI, we also have a high limit and a low limit level. I set 0.3 for the high limit and a negative 0.3 for the low limit. A long entry is only valid if the widget line, which is this line, is above both its upper limit level, the 0.3 level, and its moving average, this white line. At this entry signal, that is true, so it is a valid entry. Similarly, we can only enter into a short position if the TDFI is under its lower limit and it's also under its moving average. So here we could have get a valid short entry, here too, but here we couldn't have one. And here we could have a valid short entry, but this would have been a bad short. That's why we use multiple indicators, like the baseline indicator, which is here. Okay, so those are all the functions you can apply to this strategy. Oh, and if you don't want to use the moving average with the TDFI, you just simply need to untick this box. Now, if you want to get access to this script, you can do that by becoming a SmartTrader tier member on our Patreon page. Okay, now we covered the full script, so now let's take a look on the optimized strategy which generated these results. This strategy will be a long and short strategy, as I set the trade direction to both. We are going to use the super trend as an entry signal and only that. For the fixed take profit level, we are going to use a 20 ATR multiplier, but we won't use an ATR trading stop loss. Instead, we will use the Donchian as a trading stop loss with a 40 period. For exit, we are not using any of the exit signal indicators this time, but we will use both of the momentum filters, the stochastic and the candle momentum with these settings. We are going to use the Widgia as a trend filter and the TDFI at the bottom. The TDFI is crucial for this strategy, so make sure to use that. Now I have already added those indicators to the chart. If you don't know how to add them, just watch the previous part of this video, as I explained, where you can find all of the indicators that needed to this script. Here we have the super trend, here is the ATR, the Donchian trailing stop loss, the Widgia as our baseline. Here we have the stochastic oscillator as our primary momentum filter, the Chandamo as the secondary momentum filter, and the TDFI as the last filter. Okay, so here we have a valid long entry signal. For a valid long entry, first we need a buy signal from the super trend, which we got here. Then the price needs to be above the baseline, which is this one. After that, the stochastic oscillator line, which is this red line, needs to be above the stochastic D line, which is this white line, and it needs to be below the 100 level. So if the stochastic value is 100, it is not a valid entry. In this case, the stochastic value was 97.58. On the Chandamo, which is the blue line, we need to see that it is above the Chandamo moving average, which is this white line. And finally, the TDFI needs to be above the 0.3 level, this yellow line, and it also needs to be above its moving average, which is this white line. So all of the rules are met for a valid long entry, and we can enter into a long position. The entry will be at the close of the signal candle or at the open of the next candle. The stop loss will be placed at the Donchian channels, which is this blue line. And the take profit level will be at a 20 times ATR distance, which is right up here. Let's see how this trade plays out. So initially the price started moving upwards, then we got back to break even. But after that, steadily we start moving up. And right here, the Donchian channel trailing stop loss got hit. So the script closed the position. This was a winning trade with a 1 to 1.7 risk to reward ratio, and it captured almost a 3% movement on Bitcoin 10-minute chart. Now let's find a short example, then we will take a look on the backtest results. If you got overwhelmed by the amount of indicators we are using for this strategy, don't worry, I feel the same, but that's why we are building strategy scripts, so it can monitor all of those indicators instead of us, and it can simply enter and exit trades in an automated way, giving us the opportunity to use them as a trading bot. Okay, so here we have a valid short entry signal. For a valid short entry, the super trend first must give a sell signal, which is here. The price needs to close under the Widgia, which is up here. On the stochastic line, the stochastic needs to be under the stochastic D line, but it needs to be above the lower limit, which is 15, this dotted line. Right here, the red line is under the white line, which is good, and the red line is also above the 15 level, so this condition is also met. On the Chandamo, we need to see that the blue Chandamo line is under the Chandamo base moving average. And on the TDFI line, which is this one, needs to be under the TDFI base moving average, this white line, and its lower limit level, which is a negative 0.30, this yellow dotted line. All of the conditions are met for this short entry, so we can take an entry at the close of the signal candle or at the open of the next candle. The stop loss will be placed at the upper Donchian channel, which is this blue line, and the take profit level at the lower NNFX ATR level, which is a 20 times ATR distance, and it's somewhere around here. Now we will exit this position when either the stop loss gets hit, which is the Donchian trailing stop loss, or if we hit the 20 times ATR distance take profit level. Let's see which happens first. And yes, again, the Donchian channel trailing stop loss got hit first, so the script exited the position right there. I know it seems that it would have been better to exit here, but don't forget that I optimized this strategy and in the long run, these settings work the best. Talking about the optimization, now let's see the backtest results for the last 4 years. So I optimized the strategy from the 1st of September 2020 till the 1st of September 2024. So this is a 4-year optimization time interval. During these 4 years, we got almost 500 trades, around 600% net profit with 41% win rate, 1.6 profit factor, and a bit high 25% maximum drawdown. This way, the strategy was able to outperform the Bitcoin buy and hold equity curve, which is this blue line, by around the 20%. I noticed that this strategy also works on higher time frames, so let's see the 15-minute. It is profitable, but the buy and hold is better. The 30-minute, that's also profitable, but again, the buy and hold is better. And let's see the 1 hour. And it's also profitable, and we are almost at the buy and hold level. Now I think the even higher time frames are also profitable, but now let's go back to the 10-minute and see the after optimization date performance. So it's always crucial to check how a strategy performs after their optimization date. That way you can easily spot if a strategy optimization is overfitted or not. If after the optimization date the strategy starts losing money instantly, then it's probably an overfitted strategy. But if it still performs the same, then you might be onto something and it might be an actually useful optimization. After the optimization date, we got 54 trades that generated 50% net profit with 46% win rate, 1.5 profit factor, and only 15% maximum drawdown, which is pretty good. The buy and hold is a bit higher, but that's how it is. A strategy can't always outperform the buy and hold. In the long run, the goal is to have a low drawdown and a stable uptrending equity curve that has great entry and exit signals. And that's all for this video. Again, if you want to get access to this strategy, just head over to our Patreon page and become a Smart Trader tier member. It is $20 a month. You will get access to this script and to all of the other premium scripts, which are much more complex and highly customizable. They can also be turned into a trading bot, and we also provide guides how to turn them into a trading bot. You will also get access to the premium Discord, where I post the monthly performance summaries for all the optimizations. And of course to the 52 optimization I released so far for around 1 dozen of script. And that wraps up today's video. If you want to see more complex strategy scripts, check out this playlist. Or if you are interested in the Creating the Best Strategy series, check out this playlist. As always, thank you all for watching, have an amazing day, and until next time, trade smart.